so many elements that is actually incorporated into the the whole dimension. There's so many things that we have to take note of.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. A very wonderful day to everyone present. I, your host Jelly, welcome you to the Feng Shui and Chinese Zodiac session brought to you by PropertyAccess Philippines. This session is especially catered for the PropertyAccess Philippines community, so sit back, relax, and learn. At some point, I know that many of us wonder what the future holds, may it be for our personal life, social life, or even our professional life. These thoughts sometimes create a fear of the unknown, so we gravitate towards seeking guidance and clarity. Which is why, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to clear your mind and focus your intentions on the outcome you want to achieve this year, because the guidance and clarity you seek will be given to you today. You all must be excited for today's session, so let me introduce you to the renowned Real Estate Practitioner and Feng Shui Master who will guide you through today's program. Venus Wang has been in the property industry since 2001. Coming from a real estate-oriented family, she developed a deep interest in the field from a tender age of 12. Since then, she has brokered several high-profile transactions and was even awarded the 15th year Propnex Ambassador in August 2015. Aside from her achievements in the field of real estate, she also teaches BaZi Masterclass, which is a system of metaphysical knowledge used to predict the future of an individual using one's date of birth. Without further ado, please welcome Miss Venus Wang.
A very warm welcome, everybody. My name is Venus from Singapore. Thank you, PropertyAccess, for giving me this chance to, to come and meet all of you this year. And we had a talk last year, and I'm very, very privileged and honored to be able to come back and share the insights, for 2022. All right. So, before I go on, I'll be sharing with you some slides, about the insights. So today's talk, I will basically put it into three different segments. So one segment would be more pertaining to, the feng shui, the directions of our household, and also like the workplace. So which directions is like the best for you? Okay, there are certain directions that we may have got to avoid. Yeah, so later I will go through with you like which are the best, romance direction, which are the best working direction. So different directions holds a different significance in the new year. So because this year is a tiger year, so basically the tiger itself, the presence would influence our house feng shui. It will also affect our daily life, our career, our relationship with our spouse, our career luck. So later, due to time constraint, I will try to encompass everything into this 1 hour. All right. So the other thing that I will definitely touch on is the 12 zodiac signs. What are the things to look out for, and what are the things good and bad for everybody. Yeah, I will be incorporating the numbers, the lucky colors as well. Okay, and then the third component that I will be touching on would be your day master. So in Chinese astrology itself, our chart is actually dissected into year, month, day, time. So the zodiac sign is only one word, which in the year pillar that will command approximately about like 15%, actually to be exact is 12.5% out of our overall chart. So the last segment that I'm going to talk about, which is the most important segment, that is the day master. So what is the day master? The day master is an element where it signifies our element. So whether the year is good or bad, our reference point, we will take it always from the day master itself. All right, so this year I will share with you like how to download this app to check what day master are you. Okay, so if you're a water tiger, doesn't mean that your day master is water as well. Okay, so it will be different. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I will share a screen with all of you. Okay, so let me just go to it. All right. So here it goes. So welcome to the Lunar New Year, the brand new New Year, and 12 days we're celebrating like Chinese New Year. So before we kickstart this year, it is so important to know what element is this year. Okay, so hopefully that you can capitalize, everything can make this year the best year. So before I go further, I have been actually in Singapore, doing real estate for the past 20 years. And it is actually Feng Shui that get me into real estate. So real estate and Feng Shui is really, really close to my heart. And at the age of like 12, my Feng Shui Master actually tell me that I'm suitable in real estate and Feng Shui. But being at a tender age, I'm like totally clueless about what is it all about. So what I study, I pursue a real estate and building management studies. And for 10 years into real estate, I actually practice a lot of Feng Shui, a lot of BaZi reading. So BaZi is actually the chart that everybody would have. Okay, so yeah, very interesting, so 10 years into it, and I do a lot of sales trainings, and based on the date of birth. So like when you buy a house, it is important to look at the directions of what is the element that is most lacking in your chart, and what are the most ideal directions, that you need. So today I'll be sharing with you at the last segment. Okay, find out so many stuff about ourselves, our life path. It is actually a metaphysical knowledge to predict the future of an individual using one's date of birth. So basically from there itself, we can choose. Let's say, for example, a water people, they have the sunshine, vitality. These people are the most suitable to be in the marketing field. If you're earth element, you are the most suitable to be in property field. So basically career choices you can determine from how is your personality traits, and from there itself we would be able to capitalize, like fully utilize your best personality traits. And from there itself, choose something which you're best at. So we're trying to choose a career that doesn't clash with your own chart. So directions, when you're searching for house, which directions of the country, what is the main door directions, that is suitable for you. Okay, so which are the lucky colors, who is able to help you out, is your husband good, is your bosses good, is your colleagues good for you. So basically, we can all find out from our date of birth. And also when are the clash period. Yeah, so that is very important. So for this year, it's a water tiger year. So what is the water tiger? Tiger is just a tiger, right? So like what does it mean in the eyes of Chinese astrology? So every year there's a change, in terms of the house of the emperor. So this year the emperor is tiger. So in Chinese astrology, tiger actually rules a wood element. Okay, so what is 2022 is actually water and tiger, which is a wood element. So this year itself, those people who need water element and need wood element, this year will be a fantastic year for you. Okay, and so for water itself in Chinese Feng Shui, it always signifies wittiness, alertness, memory, curiosity, intelligence. Okay. However, tiger, is an element, is an animal sign which is a little bit more fierce. Okay. So what does it encompass? That means we have got to be very, very mindful, when it comes to handling disputes or disagreements, or when it comes to contractual issues. So those who are tuning in, who are property agents, real estate agents, or even any salesperson, that you may have got to encounter contractual work, you have got to deal with like legal issues. So this is the year where you have got to highlight, you may have got to pay extra attention to all these paperworks and documentations. Okay, so whatever that you do, keep a copy about it. Make sure you CC your colleagues, of the work that you have did, but make sure that it's the correct work. You don't want somebody to testify against you for the work that that you have done wrong. All right, so this year is a year where you have got to pay a lot of attention to details. Okay, all right, so this is because for tiger itself, when they're being tame, they can be nice, and like the aura is so strong. But when we let loose, this is where problem can get started. All right. So let's touch on the very first segment that we're concentrating this year. This will be the Feng Shui outlook for 2022. So every year itself, with the new zodiac sign, it will kind of affect, the whole Feng Shui of our household, of our workplace, or like the place that we always goes to. Okay. So this year itself, good news for those where the main door is facing southeast. Okay. So how do we determine where's the direction of our house? So you have got to take the compass and stand in the middle of your house. Okay. And from there, you find where is the southeast direction. So let me repeat. First is either your main door or the center of your house. You look out, where is the southeast position? Okay. So for those who are single and available, you need to put yourself, into the southeast corner of the house. Okay. So that is the period where probably, when you set to talk to your new date, or when you swipe on those love matchmaking program or apps, you will have better luck. Okay. So for those who are in business, southern part of the house, is fantastic. So this rules future prosperity, so this is the area where you can spend most of your workplace at. I mean, as in when you do because now a lot of times even in Singapore, we have got to work from home. So working from home itself, the direction facing south can be fantastic for you. However, another point to note is that we got to be exceptionally careful with what kind of chart do we have. Okay, so if let's say, for example, you're a metal person, facing south might not do you good. Okay, so this is the point which I will touch on at the third segment of my talks. All right, but as a generic Feng Shui outlook, these are some of the pointers that you can take home with. All right, but as I mentioned, Feng Shui BaZi, Chinese astrology, it very much depends on individual chart. Okay, so we still have to analyze what chart you are before we can give the absolute, analysis and absolute advice in what do you lack, and we will face the particular directions. Okay, so whatever that I'm sharing right now is the generic point of what the Feng Shui will be like for 2022. So at the southwest corner, if you were to have someone, who is trying to recover from illnesses or bedridden, this is not a corner to have. Okay, so we may have to switch, the room of your elderly parents, so southwest, it rules the illness star. Okay, and so this is the palace where there might be more problems. You might fall sick easily. So if possible, we can use a certain element to counter that. Okay, so southwest rules fire and metal. Okay, so later at the second part of our the third segment, I'll be telling you, sharing with you, okay, what is south, what is west. Okay, so at the southwest corner, you can use something which is like a water element to actually counter the bad luck for this corner of the house. Okay, so that means you can probably put some crystal stuff, something which is of a blue crystal, something bluish color, something of a water element to diminish the kind of illness star influences at the southwest corner, maybe your offices or your household. Okay, and now let's go to the other part, which is number 3. So what is that? That is the quarrelsome star. So what does this mean? This means that, if those people that is facing towards the east, that means the main door facing east, you have got to reduce the the chances of couple fights, petty fights, bosses and colleagues fights, so these are the area that we are not is not really that advisable, for especially workplace. In workplace itself, we try to be as cohesive as possible. So those facing towards the east, probably, this year itself, you have to make some slight changes. But if let's say your main door of your house is already fixed, if let's say the desk of your office place is already fixed, then we have got to use an element that will decrease, this kind of quarrelsome star. So you may have got to put something which is of a white color ornament or a red color ornament to reduce the influences of the east, which rules wood. Okay. And number 5, so this is the center of our house. So what does this mean? What does this mean? 5 yellow in Chinese is called 5黄. So this actually rules a problematic palace. So the center of the house, try not to put the dinner table there, or try not to work there, okay? Because this is the problematic palace in the eyes of Feng Shui. So go to the center part of your house and measure like where is the actual center. Okay, so for this, you will have got to use the floor plan, to assess where is the most centralized position in your house. Because sometimes we might buy rental properties, sometimes our offices are of irregular shape, and so it's very difficult to determine like where is the center. So you need a floor plan. Okay, so a floor plan you'll be able to clearly see, so basically you just have to draw a diagonal line, okay, so like a cross, from one end to another end, from the other end. So basically find out where is the exact center of your house. So, and try to avoid doing like businesses, house calls, Zoom calls, at that position. Okay, so now let's go to number 7. So 7 west is also a lost star. So this year itself, we do not really recommend people to face west, in terms of their business dealings. Okay, so we don't want competitors to steal away our ideas. We don't want competitors to steal away our customers. All right, so this is the position that we have to watch out for. So that means this year itself, if let's say you're bosses, the best direction it would be south. Okay, and then the another direction will be like northeast, and another direction will be northwest. Okay, so if you have got flexibility in terms of your offices and also the sleeping directions of our bedroom, that would also affect our position of this luck. Okay, so number 8 is fantastic. Number 8, it rules the prosperity star. So what is this prosperity star? This star itself is, from name of it, you can know that it's like super good, right? So whatever that you do down there, you'll be able to like, bring prosperity to the house. Okay, so number 1, which is facing direct north, is a victory star. Some people, they have got like legal court case, which is in the house, so this is the directions that you can plan. You can send your emails, you can talk to your counterparts and how to problem solve, like any legal disputes. All right, so the other direction that is fantastic for the house would be northwest. So this is what we call the heavenly luck. In Chinese, it's called 天意贵人. So what is this 天意贵人? Is basically when you were to encounter, difficulties or obstacles in 2022, it will be able to help you to mitigate the influences into, our life. Okay, so check out which direction is all this, like the directions in your house, and try to mix the most out of it. Okay, so to summarize, the best would be south, southeast, north, northeast, and northwest. So we try to avoid the east, center of the house, and west. All right, and also southwest is also not very ideal. Okay, so in terms of Feng Shui itself, honestly, there are like so many so many elements that is actually, incorporated into the the whole dimension. There's so many things that we have to take note of. For example, we got to take note of the place that our bed, okay, the place that we sleep in, okay. So just now, if you were to face a direction which is the illness, oh dear, then you may have to like change the directions of your bed, okay, because we don't want like the position that we are resting. It is actually a star which is against our health. Yeah. So but of course, let's say husband and wife, we have got to take note of what is the common point between a husband and a wife, and to derive what is the best direction that both of you can slip in. Okay. So like, for example, let's say a water guy, he marry a earth girl. Okay. So metal, is not good for the lady, but metal is fantastic for the husband. So what do we do? So normally we will have got to analyze the chart itself and advise the common point where everybody can use. So for this instance, we might be recommending a fire position, which is south, or water position, which is north. So it depends on what is the percentage of the element that you have in your personal chart to identify. So the earlier slides that I actually shared with all of you is a generic feng shui chart, which can be useful, if let's say you want to place things around, for your household, for your company. Okay, so try to engage those position which is of a prosperity star, and with the heavenly 贵人 is like benefactor. Okay, so try to engage or spend more time in that corner of the house. All right. Okay, the zodiac sign, there's altogether 12 of them. So I'll be highlighting to you who are the front runner and who are the ones that probably have got to take note